If you are an independent author and you want name and fame for yourself, it has to come through visibility across the readers. And this is what I'm going to tell you today: how to increase your visibility, how to be a known author amongst genuine readers. Welcome to Sip and Talk with Vikram once again. Today I have with me a special distinguished guest, Mr. Satadal Lahiri.
Good
Welcome,
evening.
Satadal Lahiri. Namaste.
Namaste, sir.
So, the New Town Book Fair is on, and Kolkata Book Fair is just around the corner. The Orissa Book Fair is just going on. The Delhi Book Fair has just wound up. So, these are, one after the other. This is the season for all book fairs. The weather is fantastic, and the readers are in full on psyche of grabbing good books by the year end so that they can begin with a gusto. So, Satadil Lahiri, please enlighten us firstly. What is this Newtown Book Fair and what is Kolkata Book Fair and why there are two book fairs in that same city?
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Vikram, sir. Actually, Kolkata has been divided into two parts. Ever since, they have been looking for FDI. So Kolkata has been divided into two parts. One is the major part, major Kolkata, which is the old Kolkata, and which is having the historical relevance. And one is the new Kolkata, which is the Newtown Rajarhat section, which is near to the airport. That section has been planned with Singapore in mind, so that it can woo investors, it can woo people, and then it can showcase the kind of beauty that Kolkata has. Because in the older section of Kolkata, you cannot modify much because of the congestion. But Newtown is a lush green area. New buildings have come up, new facilities have come up, and it is the newer India that is there. So that is why two conceptualized book fairs have happened. One is, of course, the age-old Kolkata International Book Fair, which has got 44 years of golden ethos, and this is a newer format of Newtown Book Fair, which is in its ninth year. Now, this particular book fair is quite different to Kolkata International by way of size. Of course, Kolkata International houses around about 700 to 800 bookstalls, whereas this time Newtown Book Fair will be housing around 366 stalls. Out of that, there are around 40 prime stalls, and the rest of it will be normal stalls. So, and again, it caters to the literate audience and people who are sort of from the newer generation. So footfall is quite high, and the place is beautiful, and the weather, of course, Vikram sir said, Kolkata is never cold. Kolkata is just pleasant. So
Yeah, it
now
is always.
this is
So,
the time to
viewers,
be.
stay on with us. We are going to unfold a lot of mysteries about these book fairs, how they are good for you, and do subscribe to the channel by hitting the subscribe icon and stay glued to us till the end. So, as you said, that this is a newer format of that Kolkata Book Fair, and because the city has outgrown its limits, and there is a new city which has come up adjacent to the old city, and there is a lot of footfall over there. I was just checking the statistics that last year there were like 90,000 visitors per day in that book fair, and in the week-long affair, something like several crores of rupees worth of books were sold, and all that happened despite COVID being around. So, what do you forecast for this particular season when there is sort of no COVID around and the markets are free and open?
Because of the footfall last year, the Newtown Book Fair Samiti, the Book Fair Committee, has been sort of energized more, and they have showcased this book fair everywhere in all districts of West Bengal. So, looking at the kind of interest that has been generated, we expect a footfall of around 3 lakhs per day
Oh,
in this
that's
particular
great,
book fair.
huge.
And secondly, the other gimmicks that they have done is they have added a play zone where children can come and play. It's free of cost. The entry ticket is free of cost. And there are gifts. If you come for an interview and if your interview is good, there is a stall corner. So, you can get a gift. There are quizzes going on, debates going on, poetry competitions going on. So you can win a lot of gifts. You can participate in a lot of programs, and all those engagements are being done by the committee, the Newtown Book Fair committee, where prizes are announced, and then you can also be showcased on newspapers and all those things. So a lot of gimmicks are being played, which will attract the audience.
Okay, and in general, the people of Kolkata are voracious readers, and people also maintain their personal libraries. So they are very fond of holding a paperback vis-a-vis ebook, which is also like, getting very popular by the day. So, what's your take on that?
Ebook will take another 20 years to catch up in Kolkata compared to the other cities. But paperback and hardbound, they will always have their charm. I keep on hearing one thing that, we are, people have stopped reading. We are getting less readers. People have stopped the habit of reading, going to the libraries. But on a hot summer day, in mid-May or maybe June, you come to National Library or British Council Libraries or Bengal Chambers, you'll not find a seat midday, because there are so many readers, there are so many people who are just leafing through the books or taking notes from books or rereading books. So book readers and enthusiasts are there in Kolkata to stay, and they'll stay for a long, long time.
That's a good news for the writers as well. And I mean, what kind of a stall are you arranging? See, normally we see publishers or maybe bookstores, they put up their stall, but you are neither a publisher nor a bookseller. So, what is the enthusiasm? What is the genesis behind the thought of you as a representative of independent authors are setting up a stall, and what kind of USP do you have vis-a-vis the others?
First of all, our biggest USP is that we are not booksellers or we are not publishers. We are not here to do business. We have come here to make ourselves visible, to make valuable books presentable to people, and to get readers to read quality books. Our stall is going to have quality fiction, non-fiction, poetry, every kind of book. And the biggest thing is, I am here to guide you through each book, each genre, because I have read 90% of the books. Maybe one or two I might not have read, but most of the books I have read, and many books I have reread. And I'll be able to guide through the book, looking at your likes or dislikes. And then, of course, you can ask me questions. And another thing is, because we have been educating the audience, we have been educating the readers and guiding the readers. Last year, we won the best debut stall in Newtown Book Fair, and that gave us a chance to participate in Kolkata International Book Fair. Of course, we had to follow the guidelines and all the formalities. So we had to have a publisher along with us. But we got a stall at a prime location. And again, from various districts, we got invitations. And this year, too, we have already participated in one of the smaller book fairs. And after the Kolkata Book Fair gets over, Kolkata International Book Fair gets over, we'll go to North Bengal. So these are the book USPs that we carry. And of course, there are booksellers and publishers, so many of them, they'll be there. But then they can only show you the book and tell you about the pricing. You are supposed to come with the knowledge that you want to buy this book. But here, I'm going to tell you what you like, what you dislike. Probably you might not be knowing. You'll come to know after coming to my stall.
So you said that last year your stall was adjudged as the best debutant stall. So what was happening in your stall that you got that kind of an honor? What did you do differently? And what kind of statistics do you share with us? How many authors were there with you? What kind of books you sold? How many books could you sell? So can you just share some insights on that?
This year, the Newton Book Fair is for 10 days. Last time it was for 7 days. So we were sitting opposite to Oxford and Penguin and Woodpecker. So we expected that people will give us a miss. People will go to the renowned stalls. But then something happened opposite to that. People from those stalls came to our stalls because they wanted to listen to us. They wanted to listen to what about different authors, what different authors want to say, and what are the crux matter in various non-fiction and fiction books, which other stalls were unable to provide. And of course, I was assisted by 3, 4 authors from Kolkata, and we could explain to them, what do you see in Bhagavad Gita? Okay, you can have Bhagavad Gita from every stall, probably most of the stalls might be having a copy of Bhagavad Gita to sell. But what is the crux of the matter? Why should you read a voluminous Bhagavad Gita, and why not a smaller one, smaller version, the main theme of Bhagavad Gita? And in which book you'll find it? You can find it in my stall. So I could tell them these, various salient points about special books, which attracted them the most. And being a debutant stall, being a stall from a non-publishing background or a non-bookseller background, we could sell around 192 books. So that was, of course, sales is at one place, but other than that, there was a lot of discussions, and they had given us the stage wherein we had to speak, and we could gather a lot of audience. So those things gave us a lot of visibility, and people came to know some names. Like there are some names again participating. They already know the names. मेरे को उसका book चाहिए, मेरे को उसका book चाहिए. So that kind of demand has started coming from now onwards. So we hope that we can sell more books and get more visibility in the process.
Also, what I look at it this way, that getting sales is not the sole objective of participating in book fairs, because what is important is visibility. Now, I got a direct feedback from my organizer of Orisha Book Fair, and what they came back with saying is that whoever came to our stall first picked that book, Seeds of Advice, that I had displayed there, because the cover was very attractive, and they also took time to read through the description, and several people have bought it as well. And of course, there are always bargain hunters, discount hunters,
Mm.
and I had given them a go ahead of giving as much discount as possible. So, this visibility, your book being picked by a reader, and the look and feel, the flip through the pages, these kind of experience are essential for any upcoming independent author. So, what kind of readers, what kind of crowd, or I should say, usually comes around? Are they just there for a look around, or are they serious readers? Do they sit in your stall and start reading? How does it happen? How do they react?
First of all, Vikram sir, I agree with you that book fairs are not mainly for sales. Of course, there'll be booksellers out there who want volume sale for their stall. But the main thing is creating a brand for yourself that you can create by populating the bookstall with good books, and reaching out to the readers and explaining about the books. They will know your name. And of course, they come hunting for your name. So that is one thing. And word of mouth. Word of mouth is very important, because they should go out and say that, this stall, of course, has good books, and we have bought some books. And then they themselves attract more audience for the stall. So that is one thing. Secondly, is of course it's a wait. It's a patience game. You have to wait for your name to come up among so many authors, and once it does come up, then of course you don't have to look back. People come to you. So this is what our effort is for the next 2 years, maybe, or maybe next year, to create a sort of awareness amongst people that these are the authors who stand out. And I'm very sure people from authors from my stall are going to get a name for themselves in Kolkata in 2023. And
Yeah, I totally buy that point, because in that last small book fair that you had in some place in some university, uh,
IIT Kharagpur.
IIT Kharagpur. Yeah. So that has given a tremendous response for my anthologies as well, because we got sales also, and yeah, it was a big rage. I mean, only if you had more stocks at that time, perhaps you could have sold endlessly. So okay, sometimes some books will pick up sales, but that's I mean, that's not the end of it. That if your books are not sold too much, at least they are being shown around and people are observing and taking notes. I've always found that my online sales have grown after the book fairs, because some people just take notes and then they take their own time to buy the book from online stores, instead of buying through book fairs. So, of course, there are a lot of pirated books selling cheap alongside. So, we are not talking about those. Everybody has their own business model. But what is important is the visibility. And also, what is the gamut about libraries coming to your stall and picking books?
Actually, we have to send an invite. Many libraries basically hunt for books in book fairs. They come to the book fair. Their chief librarian and other people from the trust and the committees, they come to the book fair. They pick up books from specific stalls. So we have to send invites. So once we have already sent our invites to various libraries and corporates, and also to schools and colleges. So once they come in, we can explain to them what are the different genres we have, what are the different kind of stories, storybooks, for different age groups that we have. So they will collect the book from our bookstore. And there's another way of getting through to libraries. We have to get our books rated through a critic. So if a critic gives a good rating, normally the libraries accept the books. And once the libraries like British Council or National Library, they catalog your book, then all bookstores and smaller bookstores, they come and see the catalog, see a book listed, and they start buying in bulk. What happened? This was a very smooth business, but what happened? COVID, pushed everything a little bit back. So the backlogs are being cleared. So most probably by mid 2023, things might get normalized. So many books that have gone from my stall will also be projected that way.
So, how many authors are there under your umbrella this time?
This time around, I have got around 18 authors,
Hmm.
and mm, uh, some authors are having multiple books. Some authors are having single books. Some authors are having multiple books in multiple genres. So, it's 18 authors. Though it's 18 authors, there'll be a lot more books to show, different kind of books to show.
So, what are the key takeaways for anybody to follow you into this? Yeah, what as I say, if I don't know anything about it, I want to
Now,
be a part of
first
this.
of all, first of all is visibility. In India, if we are talking about, that is my experience. In India, if you're talking about, visibility matters, and people, old timers as well as new generation people, they would like to feel the book, flip through it, read something out of the book, maybe from the middle or the end or in the beginning, and then buy a book. And they don't worry about the price. They might, bargain a little bit for a 10% discount, or maybe 15% at the most, but they come ready to buy books. And then the biggest thing is, once the book reaches various corners, then you really start growing as an author. And that is very important in India, to have your visibility and to be known as an author. So once these books, they go to various libraries, to people, and then the book is spoken about, and then people come back and give you reviews or give you calls. That is the time you should be happy that your work has worked, and your book is reaching places. So these are the things that happen from the book. हिंदी में एक कहावत है कि सब कुछ ऑनलाइन हो गया है, लेकिन थप्पड़ अभी भी जाके मारना पड़ता है. So the thing about Indian book readers is that though everything is digital, they want to feel the book. Then only they will make you popular. You don't have to go to them; they'll come to you.
Now, say your book fair is going to begin soon from 22nd, and what's the deal for those who have just heard us talking and they get interested in joining this book fair? So, is it too late or they are still
I
in?
I think it is too late, because the books won't be reaching me, because it is from 22nd. Today we are sitting on the 17th, probably 18th. Tomorrow is Sunday. So tomorrow our stall is being set up.
But one can courier it to you by some fast track mode and they
If
can
they
speak.
can get the books to reach me by 21st night, or maybe 22nd morning, then of course they can participate. But then one thing they might be missing out on is the flexes. Their faces in the flexes. We have got flexes
Yes,
with
tell
the.
us about those flexes. What kind of flexes and all you are doing? I mean, no other bookstall is doing that.
We are having flexes where all the authors are projected. Their photos are there. Their photos of their books are there, and there is a QR code. This is something unique in our bookstall. You've got a QR code for every author. So even if the books are exhausted, people can scan the QR code and be directed to the author's Amazon page. From there, they can purchase the book, the ebook form, the paperback form, or even the hardbound form if it is there. So that flexibility is there. And secondly, since we are not a bookseller, if somebody wants to connect with the author, talk to the author. You go to any large bookstore or publisher, and say that I want to talk to someone, some author. They'll not allow you. They'll say that you talk through us. But here, my phone is there. I'll give you the number. You can call the author and talk to him or her. So that flexibility is there in our stall.
So those who want to still join this gamut, because after this Newtown Book Fair, there is a Kolkata Book Fair, and there is a North Bengal Book Fair. There's so many book fairs in a row, and whoever wants to join this movement of showcasing their books can get in touch with Mr. Satadal Lahiri. His contact numbers are given below in the description box, and do click the subscribe icon to subscribe this channel. We keep bringing you good content, useful content for both authors and readers. So, Satyadil, before we part for the day, anything you would like to add or sum it up in a way?
I'll say that this is a journey, and it does not start and end with the book fairs. It continues. Like even after the book fair, we can get invites from various societies, various communities to come and display our work, talk about our work. And then, of course, we get random calls from readers who might have missed buying the book from the book fair or missed the book fair, and they'd like to see some of the books. They are invited. We don't have a shop, so they are invited to my house with a cup of coffee. They can have a look at the books. So those kind of things keep on happening. So it's a continuous affair. So this effort of giving visibility to everybody will be on.
Yeah, I remember distinctly last year you went on to Darjeeling to interact with a group of literary society, and you could showcase some books and discuss things with them. Okay, that increases your network tremendously, I'm sure. So, with this, thank you very much for sharing so much about the book fairs, the importance, the way of participating in that, and the key takeaways for the author. And of course, readers, it is a paradise, it is a Mahakumbh of very, very good books. And the kind of footfalls, the kind of numbers that you say are really unheard of and unimaginable. So, best of luck to you. May your stall
Thank you, sir.
be shining this year as well as you did last year. And thank you so much.
Thank
Namaste.
you, sir. Namaste.